I'm going to show you how to make a simple custard recipe. The recipe will take only a few minutes. I think about the same amount of time as getting a packet out of the cupboard and heating it up. So it's a recipe that's done in 3 stages. First we heat up the milk, we mix some eggs and sugar together, and then we combine the two. It's very simple, will take a couple of minutes. So the first thing we're going to do, we've got about half a pint of milk. We put that into a pan and warm it up. We don't want to boil it, we want to bring it up to a heat of about 90 degrees. You know when it's at that heat because it starts to form little bubbles around the sides. So we'll bring that up to heat. While we're doing that, we'll mix some eggs and the sugar together. Right, we're doing a simple custard. We're using 3 whole eggs. You can do the same recipe and use 6 yolks on their own. But for me, the whole egg is fine. So 3 eggs, we'll mix them together with a bit of sugar, a bit of vanilla essence, about a dessert spoon of sugar. Mix those together. Now this we need to be mixed quite well. Now the trick to making custard at home is to use a little bit of corn flour. So I'm going to use a teaspoon of corn flour, mix it with a little bit of milk first, just so that it forms a paste, we don't get any lumps. Mix that in. What that will do is that will stop, the corn flour will stop the custard from splitting, from forming scrambled eggs. We're going to add a little bit of vanilla essence, about a teaspoon. That's nicely mixed together. To that we're going to add some hot milk. And then we'll put that back on the heat just to finish the custard off. So again, keep it moving, doesn't need to be stirred particularly. All we're trying to do is put some heat back into this. We want to bring it up to about 80 degrees heat, so that's too hot to touch. You'll know when it's formed because it'll suddenly thicken. It suddenly takes on a real glossiness, and you can feel it as you're stirring it become very, very thick and very glossy. The thickness of the custard we're looking for is just to coat the back of a spoon. So it can take a little bit more heat as it is. Right, that should now be about right. You can see it's starting to just coat the back of the spoon just nicely. And there we have a lovely hot custard. That's our custard made. Now what I like to do when we're using a whole egg particularly is to strain it. If I'm mixing with a whole egg, sometimes you get lumps and bumps in it as you're cooking it. So strain it through and then serve it. You can serve it on its own, you can have it with fruit in it. It's quite nice with bananas or a bit of mixed fruit, serve it hot. Or my favourite ingredient to go with custard is a nice crumble, rhubarb crumble.